Hello my friends, my name is Maor. I'm in beautiful Sacred Valley in Peru and I'm teaching 24 amazing light workers the Breatharian Initiation Workshop. This video is going to be about the law of attraction and how to utilize one very key factor that most people don't really understand. And that is how we diminish, how we decrease wanting something that bad and finding the right balance point between wanting it and letting go of the expectation to receive it. I'm going to answer all of your questions that you've asked me before. I'm going to teach you and explain to you why it actually works in that way, because you've already done it before. So, stay tuned. So, what actually happens when we want something so badly? And we think about it a lot. Now, there's one thing that emanates from our heart, it's the clarity of what it is that we want that most people don't actually have. And it's the excitement of thinking about the thing that we actually are going to get. So we're taking the emotions and we're taking the clarity and the mind, and we're actually emanating all of that from the heart, and it vibrates all over the place. But when we want something too bad, we're actually creating the expectation of getting it. When we're creating an expectation of getting it, we're also creating a doubt and a fear of not actually getting it. In other words, for example, when a guy chases a girl and he's expecting and he really wants her and he's fantasizing about her and he's doing it too much or flirting too much or sending too many messages or buying too many gifts, the girl eventually is not gonna look at him in the same way, because she does want him to chase her a little bit, but there's also some chemistry that needs to happen there, She wants to be able to understand and accept that he has a, not a low self-esteem and stuff like that. But once he stops over chasing her, she's looking, behind her shoulder asking, wait a second, where did my suitor go? And then she will actually maybe give him a chance. The same thing when we want anything else in life. We're chasing it, there's a difference between chasing our dreams and having the self-esteem and believing in ourselves and then actually getting it and overdoing it. In other words, there needs to be a balance point. We call it the Jesus balance point. Why? Because when Jesus came to heal someone, he didn't come and he said, oh, I'm the ultimate healer of the world. I'm going to heal you no matter what and stuff like that. Jesus actually said, he put his hand on his head and he said, I, with the will of God or through the will of God, will actually heal you. Are you going to heal? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. That's the balance point. I have no expectation. I know it's going to happen, but I have no expectation. I'm preparing everything I can. I visualize, I intend, I accept the new reality because I know that I have to shift the timeline, shift the vibration within me in the present. I don't plan the path. I plan only what I'm going to feel in the end of the road. And then I let go of the expectation. Now, how many times do we need to do this a day? Some people say twice a day, 5 minutes. Just visualize what it is that you want and then let it go. Don't think about it too much. It will come if Spirit wills it and if it aligns with everything that is in your path and the lessons that you need to learn right now. It will come. Sometimes you need to give it time. Sometimes you imagine something that you wanted 5 years ago and you only got it today. Sometimes you thought you needed something while in fact you needed something completely different. Sometimes your ego wanted something. So when you diminish that need, that necessity, to prove yourself, to prove your worth, and you get into that balance point of just accepting things as they are. Yes, to throw that will out there because you are a co-creator. You're an amazing light being. You are the masters that actually came into this very, very low dimension, or I would say low energy third D existence for now. But you are the master. You're a part of God. You're a co-creator. In other words, God creates so you can create with his energy as well. It's only that we are sometimes confused about our powers. We're sometimes confused and then we create disease. We create illnesses, we create negative emotions or negative circumstances. But when we decrease that need, that expectation, and we let go, we surrender to the will. Some people will say surrender to the will of God. If you're following me, that I don't like to use the word God too much because it comes with a lot of belief systems and for some people a lot of negativity that came from home. But you can say surrender to the will of Spirit, surrender to the will of the universe, surrender to the will of the divine, because you understand that if you are a good person and you are emanating a high vibration, in other words, you are altruistic and you're trying to do things not only for yourself but for everything in society as well, you know that Spirit is going to serve you because you are vibrating in high vibration. You're attracting things that are of high vibration, type of relationships of high vibration, the type of object or physical things that you actually want and need. But when you expect it too much, just like with a relationship, you're not letting go. Now, the beauty of it is that you already did it, right? Because you have had synchronicities in your life. You understand what synchronicity is. You already did it with many different things that you achieved, you know? Remember happy days, remember beautiful dates, remember things that work, or the first time that you achieved like a beautiful project that you finished. You did everything, so everything worked. Why? Because you didn't have that expectation. The same thing, for example, is that when you're thinking about something like solving a riddle, or you have some sort of issue in your life, you know, a payment that came in that you don't know how to pay, something bad that happened that you don't know how to deal with, and you're thinking about it, and you're thinking about it, and you're thinking about it, let go, okay? Go to sleep, meditate, take the dog out for a walk, listen to some music. It will pass, and when you let go of the expectation to find the answer, that is when you're going to find the answer. Now, the answer will come, and it might not be one of those answers that you thought about. It may become a solution will come from a friend, or something that will come from your subconscious mind in a dream. You have to be awake and aware to see all the clues that are going to give you the solution to that. That is the balance point between the expectation and the actual letting go. That's one example, because you know this is as simple as trying to find the right word right now. Now, when you're concentrating too much and you expect to find the actual word, you're not going to find it. It's on the tip of the tongue, right? And sometimes you have to let go. And then after 10 minutes, your subconscious is going to bring it up. Why? Because you let go of the expectation to receive it. Same thing with money, same thing with a lot of things in life. Yes, you do require to take some action, but if you're overdoing it, you're creating a need and an expectation, which creates a high vibration and a doubt in the perfect creation as it is right now. Because once again, I like to imagine all human beings like those little wheels, you know, that you have inside of a huge clock, and every one of them is just aligned right. So there is a perfect creation. Everybody's exactly where they need to be who they are, for their lessons, for the milestones that they pre-created when they designed the perfect life for them. So my friends, thank you very much for watching me. If you want, I have lots of other tips and tricks about manifestation, about the law of attraction, about how to utilize these different things to create your ideal life. If you have any comment or any question, as always, leave them down below. And of course, if you want to join one of the workshops that we do talk a lot about manifestation, changing our life, creating a high vibration so we can attract more interesting things into our life, check out my full schedule at raymaor.com. Namaste, and I will see you in my next video.